Hello and welcome back to Language Fluency. Today, we're going to learn how to describe pie charts effectively, especially for writing task 1. Whether you're writing about percentages, proportions, or categories, this guide will help you structure your answer clearly and confidently. Let's get started. Let's start with the basic structure of your response. A strong answer has 4 parts: an introduction, an overview, and 2 body paragraphs. This format keeps your writing organized and easy to follow, so you don't miss any key points. Your introduction should be one clear sentence, nothing more. No opinions. No extra details. Just a clean, accurate, rewritten version of the task. In the introduction, rephrase the question in your own words. Avoid copying the prompt exactly. Instead, clearly state what the chart shows. This shows the examiner that you understand the task and can express ideas independently. Next, write a concise overview. The overview is where you earn your high band score. It's not just a summary, it's your chance to show the examiner that you can see the big picture. This is crucial, it summarizes the main trends without specific numbers. Focus on the biggest slice, the most significant differences, or dominant patterns. A good overview boosts your band score significantly. And when you nail the overview, you're already halfway to a band 7 or higher. Now, move into the details. This is where you show off your vocabulary, precision, and ability to compare. But here's the trap many students fall into. They list every number like a robot: A is 30%, B is 25%, C is 20%. And then they lose the examiner completely. Don't do that. Find patterns. Make connections. You're not listing, you're comparing, contrasting, and explaining. And remember, don't repeat the same words over and over. Instead of saying was many times, try represented, constituted, comprised, accounted for. This isn't just about accuracy, it's about showing the examiner you have range. Use comparative language and appropriate vocabulary to describe percentages and proportions accurately. This makes your writing clearer and more accurate. Let's look at this first example: 2 pie charts comparing how households in Japan and Malaysia spent their income in 2020 across 6 major categories. Now, before we dive into the numbers, take a moment to glance at both charts. What do you notice? Which country spends more on housing? On food? That's the first step, scanning the data quickly to spot the big picture. Now, let's look at a high-scoring sample response, breaking down each section step by step. The pie charts compare how households in Japan and Malaysia allocated their income across 6 major spending categories in 2020. Overall, while housing was the largest expense in both countries, Japanese households spent a higher proportion on housing and transport, whereas Malaysian families allocated more of their income to food and healthcare. In Japan, housing accounted for the largest share at 32%, followed by food, 23%. In contrast, Malaysian households spent the most on food, 31%, which was significantly higher than in Japan. Education and healthcare represented 12% and 9% respectively in Japan, with the remaining 6% going to other expenses. Housing was the second largest expense at 24% in Malaysia, while transport accounted for 15%. Healthcare made up 12%, equal to Japan's education spending, and other expenses were higher in Malaysia at 10%. Education received the smallest share at just 8%. Now that we've seen how to compare 2 pie charts, analyzing spending patterns across countries, let's shift gears slightly. The next example is a single pie chart. But don't be fooled. Sometimes, the most powerful insights come from just one source, if you know where to look. And guess what? It's actually even more common in IELTS Task 1. Now, let's look at a second example. This pie chart shows why Australians pursued further education in 2020. Let's look at a high-scoring sample response. The pie chart illustrates the primary motivations that influenced Australians to pursue further education in the year 2020. Overall, career-related reasons dominated, with career advancement being the most common motivation. Personal interest in the subject also accounted for a significant proportion, while external pressure and other unspecified reasons made up smaller shares. The largest proportion of respondents, 38%, study to advance in their current careers, making it the single most important reason. A further 28% were driven by genuine interest in their subject area, indicating that personal passion remained a strong motivator for nearly one-third of learners. Smaller proportions of people studied to switch careers, 15%, or due to employer pressure, 10%. The remaining 9% cited miscellaneous reasons not detailed in the chart. Together, these categories accounted for less than a third of total responses, highlighting that professional growth and personal interest were the key drivers. This example shows something important. You don't need to explain every single segment. Just focus on the dominant trends and make comparisons where they matter. In fact, that's one of the most common mistakes students make, trying to describe every tiny piece. But it's not about reporting everything. It's about selecting the key data and presenting it clearly. Here are some powerful terms you should use when describing pie charts. Accounts for is used to show the percentage that something represents. Constitutes refers to formally make up or form a part or percentage of something. Proportion refers to a part, share, or percentage of a whole. The word dominates is a powerful, high-level verb used to describe when one category clearly outweighs all others in proportion or significance. In pie charts, if one segment is significantly larger than the rest, you can confidently say it dominates the chart. When describing smaller segments in a pie chart, precision matters, and two powerful words to elevate your language are marginal and negligible. Marginal refers to something that is very small in comparison, but still noticeable. It suggests a minor share, not dominant, but not entirely absent. Negligible, on the other hand, means so small it's almost insignificant, often used when a category is barely worth mentioning. Let's wrap this up with the key takeaways, the rules you should always follow when describing pie charts. First, select key data, don't report everything. You don't have to mention every percentage. Focus on the highest, lowest, and most contrasting values. Second, avoid opinions and reasons. This is a description task, not an essay. Stick to facts. Third, be precise with numbers. Always report exact percentages, never approximate. Precision in data shows analytical control and is essential for a high band score. Fourth, never describe each chart separately. Always integrate comparisons. And last, group similar categories together. Don't go category by category. Group by theme. Follow these 5 rules, and your pie chart responses will be clear, concise, and high-scoring. That's all for today, see you in the next video. Until then, keep practicing, and good luck. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more tips, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one.